Okay, front lower rear control arm, or torque arm, whatever you want to call it. 217 mils, one accessible through the dust shield at the front, one at the back, and we're just going to hold that. And I need two hands. Come on, 1 second. Okay, that's the lower mount, and the upper is, I believe, oh, those are going to be 19s. So we're going to use two 19s in the upper, and be back in a second. Okay, so the upper bolts of this rear front torque or control arm, not really room to get a socket in there, but you can get a 19 mil box wrench in there. And they need a little bit more extra torque. If you need extra torque, the old trick of linking two wrenches together, a box end and a open end. Just slide the box end over, and now you've got a double length wrench, and you got enough torque to move it. And you don't need a cheater bar or anything. You apparently have to get another 19 on the back there. It's kind of inaccessible back there. Not inaccessible, but it's just a bit of a bitch of a spot. You can see back there by the fuel filter cover. It's not that bad actually. I think I can get a socket on that, but fairly easy. This is like a 2-minute job, 3-minute job to replace this front lower control arm, torque arm, whatever. So we're going to yank that off, and we'll match it up with one of the new one. Okay, so the top bolt's out of there, bottom bolt's out, and away she comes. Okay, so this is our old one. Actually, it doesn't seem worn much at all. Now there's a little separation up front in the rubber bushing there. But hey, when these new ones worked out to about $5 a piece, might as well replace them. So I'm just going to match them up and try to figure out which one's which. Apparently, this is the one we're looking for. Yep, this is it. Okay, so we're going to pop this new one in. Okay, now the old ones have these plastic caps over top of them. And to be 100% honest, I don't know what the hell they are for, or why they would be on there. But, hey, if they're on there, we're going to put them on the new ones, and well, if they fit over top of the aftermarket ones. I don't know if they will or not. This one actually looks wider, so maybe it won't fit. As if I have the right arm. I think I do. Anyway, we'll figure that out and I'll let you know. Okay, well that old cap does not fit over the new one. It's the new control arm's wider. And I think I said it once before, but when you're replacing these rear arms, take them off one at a time. Make sure, I mean, you're going to get confused. There's 4 arms back there. You don't want to screw it up. You don't want to screw up which way they face, which way they're coming in and out. Also, it keeps from loading up or unloading the suspension. You'll be able to pull one off easier than pulling them all off, and then the suspension's all going to be hanging down. And anyway, it's more like a puzzle. If you pull one apart, one off at a time, it's going to be a lot easier to figure out where they go when they go back on. And anyway, this thing's dead simple, bolted back on the same way it came out. I don't even know if I need to explain it, but I'll show it when it's on. Okay, we're on the driver's side now on the front lower torque arms. I'm just going to lube up the pin, the hole for the pushing pin. And the new pin doesn't want to pop in there. So I'm going to tap it in from the front first. Just make it easier. Actually, I could probably tap it from the rear. It's just... I was just going to tap the bushing sleeve in from the front, but I'll probably just tap it from the back. Either way, it doesn't matter. You can see from the front easier, that's all. There we go. Remember, keep your old hardware, because most of the new stuff doesn't come with it. Lower bolt in, washer. Come on, get on there. Nut. Okay. Where did I put that bolt? There we go. There seems to be a little bit of pressure on this one. There wasn't on the other one. It slipped right in. So I'm just going to have to slip something into the bushing mount here and torque it back so I can pop the bolt through the bolt on the back side. Sorry if I'm in the way. I'm going to gently tap that in. And damn it, where'd the washer go? Huh. Well, that's odd. I had it 3 seconds ago. Well, that's why I keep all old hardware around, because you never know when you're going to need one. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Never throw away old nuts, bolts, and washers. You never know where you can really need them. You might need something, and you never can tell when it's going to come in handy. Come on, I need one. The driver's side has a lot more clearance for the front bolt on this because it doesn't have the fuel pump and filter in the way. This was very easy on this side. The other side wasn't hard. It wasn't tough whatsoever. Other than filming, it was probably 5 minutes tops, in and out. So and that is the upper. 2 19s for the upper, 2 17s for the lower. And actually my kit did not include sway bar end links, which was odd. I thought it had them in there. It's just all the control arms. But so since we're not going to be able to need to access that, we're going to pop this lower control arm cover back on. And that's it, it's on, and then you put the two 10mm bolts back in, and that cover is on and done. So shocks should take you about 10-15 minutes aside tops. The longest time was actually just removing the inner trunk cover. You don't want to wreck it. You just want to be a little bit gentle with it because it's they're hard plastic and they're fragile. But removing the shock itself, maybe 10-15 minutes at the top end. But not hard at all. Very simple, no weird tools needed. No strange dealer only items, blah blah blah. Just simple hand tools. You don't even need sockets. If you don't have them, you don't need them. You could use a couple open-end wrenches and you're done. There we go. And unfortunately today I'm not going to have time to finish the rest of these suspension arms. I've got some other crap to do today, so I'll be back and do this in another video. The other ones, they're essentially the same as the one we're doing here, but I've got to service my rear brakes, brake calipers anyway before winter. I don't like stuff being dirty and crappy, so we'll get to that. Okay, one last thing I forgot to mention. The front, the front lower torque arm bushings, or bolts, the 19 mils, those don't get fully tightened until the car's back on the ground and the way the suspension is on it. The front ones, or the ones inside the dust shield, those can be tightened. They have a metal bushing within them, so they can they rotate around the bushing. The rear ones don't have it, so you want to put the weight of the suspension on it. This one up here, it's 19 mil here. We're going to tighten that once the weight of the car is back down on top of it. You only initially tighten it, not very tight at the top, and then now we're going to put the final torque on it once it's on the ground. We don't want to tighten this one, it'll just tear the rubber bushing. You don't tighten this until you've got all the weight of the car on it.